Hey everyone! This afternoon we are doing a really cool art science project to make magical puffing paint. So this is kind of part science and part cooking because we're going to use all sorts of different kitchen ingredients to make our paint. So the first thing you're going to need is self-rising flour. Now moms and dads, if you don't have self-rising flour at home, that's okay. I made my own. You just need plain all-purpose flour. You need baking powder and a little bit of salt. It's super simple, and then you get yourself a bowl of self-rising flour, so you're all ready to go. Now to make our special paint, I'm using these teeny tiny cups. They're perfect for holding the paints, but you can use anything you have at home. You probably even mix it on a paper plate if you have that. I think that would work just fine, but these little cups work perfect if you have them. So the first thing I'm going to want to do to make my color is take out my tablespoon measure. Looks like this. You can also use a kitchen spoon that's the size of a tablespoon. So if you have one that looks like this will also be a tablespoon. But I have an actual tablespoon measure, so I'm going to use that. And then I'm going to pour my tablespoon of flour into my cup. And then I'm also going to need a tablespoon of regular salt. So I'll pour that into my measuring spoon too. And then I'll put this in my cup also. So now I have my flour and my salt in the cup. I've been using toothpicks to stir, but you can use anything you like that's small. You could even use your finger if you want. So I stir that all up. And then the next thing is I'm going to need to decide what color I want. I'm going to make this paint green. So I'm going to uncap my food color. This might be a step you want some help with because food color can be really messy if you accidentally spill it. And it can get your hands and your face and anything it touches a fun color that you probably don't want your hands or face to be. So then I just put maybe 1, 2, 3 drops of food coloring inside. And then I'm going to add 1, 2, 3 teaspoons of water. If you don't have a teaspoon measure, then this size spoon will work for your teaspoon. See, the big spoon is the tablespoon, and the little spoon is the teaspoon. So you can use these too if you don't have measuring spoons. Now, I'll take my cup with all my ingredients inside and my toothpick, and I will stir it up until it looks like a paste. The recipe I was following said to stir until it looks like yogurt. That's the example she gave us. So if you like yogurt like I do, and I know many of you do like yogurt, just pretend like you are gonna have a yogurt and look for that yogurt-ish look. Now it's coming out, it's a little bit gloopy still, so I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of water to make it a little thinner. It'll be easier to work with when I want to go paint. Still stirring, getting everything all mixed up nicely. And I think I am about ready to go. It's looking good. It's looking kind of runny, but not too runny. So what I've been using to paint is actually just a Q-tip. It's nice and small, and it holds the paint really well, and then you can put it right on there. So I've already started with my first 4 colors, and I will add the 5th color for you guys. So I'm making a rainbow. As you can see, green is missing, so we need to put our green in. So I'll take my Q-tip, go right into my color, and it's pretty gloppy when it goes on, so it does take a little bit of patience to get it to stick. And of course, you don't have to make a picture. You could make all sorts of different abstract shapes. You can just kind of splat it on there. You can use different things in your house to see what different kinds of shapes and patterns you make when you use different materials to put your paint on. I would be interested to see what happens when I use maybe a crumpled up paper towel and dip that in and then splatter it on. So there's lots of different ways that you can play with your paint once it's ready. I'm just making sure I fill in all the space that I've left myself because I want my rainbow to be really bright and beautiful and look really cool. And of course, something else you could do while you're doing this, if you don't want color, you don't have to add any color. If you just add water to your flour and salt, you'll get a white paint. And I thought about maybe doing that to add some clouds to my rainbow, but you know, I ran out of cups. So we're just gonna do it like this, and that's okay. All right, so here's my rainbow all done and ready to go. I made red, orange, yellow, green, and blue. I didn't have any orange food coloring, but I mixed my red and my yellow and got this really pretty orange. So you can mix your colors any way you like. You could even make brown, or purple, or maybe black. I didn't try those, but there's a lot of possibilities of colors that you could come up with. So now that it's ready to go and ready to be cured, we're gonna put it in the microwave. That's right, the way that this works and the way that the magic happens is by putting it in a microwave. So I have my microwave here. Still has its label from our hot and cold lesson. And I'm just gonna put it in my microwave for 30 seconds. I put 30 on my microwave timer. And now I'm going to wait the 30 seconds for my paint to be puffy. And when it's done, I can show you my example that I did just to make sure it works. It's really cool. It has this really funny, bumpy texture. It's fun to touch and feel. It kind of feels like when you're making pancakes and one gets stuck on the side and it kind of comes out really crunchy and crispy. That's what the paint feels like when it's done. And it sounds like my big painting is finished. Let's see how it turned out. And there it is. There's my rainbow. I think it came out super pretty. All my colors look really good. It's warm. Feels nice. It just came out of the microwave, so it's not too hot, but it definitely is warm. And I think now that it's dry, I even think I could cut it out and go around where the colors are, and I could have myself a rainbow to display. So that is today's project. This was super fun. I think I'm gonna go make some more pictures. I had a lot of fun doing this. I hope you guys have fun with it too. It's a little bit of science, a little bit of cooking, and it's a lot of really pretty art. Bye everyone.